Welcome back to another video with me, your host, Kenny Friesen. And if you guys have been following along, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here. If you are not new here, I love you for all the love and support. And if you guys could, please hit that share button and share this to one of your friends. I believe if you like it, they'll like it too. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. Thank you and have a great day.
What? I told Scorpia. Can we hang out? I don't feel quite comfortable hanging out with someone else than Adora. Catra, do I want to give it a shot? Okay. Finally! Let's go, she dragged me. We made it to the balcony on the horde. Why are we here? This is where me and Adora... As I entered, I see an image of me and Adora sitting side by side on the balcony, as my head laid on her shoulder, and she laid her head on mine. Catra, be careful, you'll fall, she worried. Adora, I'm fine, I said as I started to slip. I almost fell, but Adora caught me and dragged me into safety. I ended up in Adora's lap as she was crisscross. We looked at each other as she hugged me tightly. Listen, next time, won't you? She snuggled her face on my shoulder. All right, I laughed as I hugged her back tightly. This is not because I like you, I said quickly. Adora laughed. Catra, what? I was out of the fantasy world and into reality. Catra, yeah, I turned to see Scorpia. Let's sit and talk. I moved to the balcony to sit as another image came to mind. I felt arms behind me as they hugged me tightly. Guess who it is? I'm not doing that stupid game, I groaned. Come on, Catra, she laughed. I laughed as I smirked. Lonnie? You ruined it, she said. I laughed as I could hear her reaction. She hugged me tighter as she licked my neck. Hey! I flinched. Guess who it is, and I won't lick your neck again. Don't you dare. I will. Don't. She licked my neck again. I turned around as I tackled her down to the ground. Adora, don't do that, I whined. She laughed under me. So you do know who it is, Adora said under me. Of course I did. It's you, Adora, I laughed. She rolled her eyes. Hey, Catra? Yeah, I sit up off of her as we were sitting side by side. Are we always going to be best friends? Of course we are. It's always going to be you and me, I smiled. You and me, huh? She smirked. Hey, this is not because I like you, I told her. Catra, she laughed as she tackled me. She was on top of me as she fell. Adora, get off, I groaned. No, you're under arrest. I laughed at her stupid comment. She wrapped her arms around me. It's always going to be me and you, she said. Yeah, I told her as I hugged her back. Catra, are you okay? What? I turned to see Scorpia. Catra, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but what were you saying? Scorpia turned away and sighed. Nothing, I was just talking about Entrapta. What about her? Don't you think she's getting a little close to Hordak? She laughed. What do you mean? Don't you think she's falling for him? She questioned. What? Yeah, how they work together is so cute. It's not cute. She's supposed to be focusing on work, not love, I said as I was walking away to see Entrapta. Scorpia grabbed my arm. Catra, leave it alone and stay, she said. I growled but sighed as I stayed. I sat back onto the balcony as another image went to my mind. Catra, Adora called. I was crying on the balcony. Hey, what's wrong? She asked. Nothing. Well, cheer up. Today is a very important day, she smiled. What's today? I said as I was cleaning my eyes. A special day, she said as she cleaned my eyes with her finger. I tilted my head in wonder. Fine, if you won't say it, I won't give it to you, she smirked. But I don't even know what it is, I whined. Then you won't get it, she teased. She walked away as I jumped on top of her back. Adora, I groaned. All right, she laughed. She grabbed my leg so I wouldn't fall off her back. She spun us around as she ran into a circle. Adora, I laughed. She stopped as she bent down so I could get off. She turned around and cupped my cheeks. There There's the smile I was waiting for, I smirked. Shut up! I punched her on the shoulder. Adora laughed as I started to poke her cheek. Tell me. What? She teased. What day is it? I whined. It's your birthday, idiot! How do you remember that? I was confused. I didn't even remember. I only remember Adora's. Why wouldn't I remember your birthday? You're my best friend, she hugged me from behind. So, present? I asked. I don't know if I should give it to you, Adora teased. Adora, alright. I watched Adora turn around. I said as I watched her. She took out a headset. A headset? She laughed. What? It will be good use, she smirked. How? She came closer to me as she put it on me. Now you won't get distracted by your hair. It keeps it back. Are you serious? I said. Yeah, there it is. It looks good, she smirked. I didn't feel my hair in the way as I felt the fresh air. Oh, and this too. She turned around and took out a bracelet with her name on it. It's my favorite color, and your name. Yeah, something to remember me by. I laughed. You're so cheesy. Don't I see you every day? I laughed. Haha, very funny. Thought I didn't know what to give you, so this came in mind. But if you don't want it, I'll take it, I said as I took it out of her hands. She laughed as she went next to me. Happy birthday, Catra, she said. Thanks for remembering, Adora. She hugged me. I hugged back, hoping that moment would last forever. Catra! Ah! I said as I stumbled and fell. Sorry, Scorpia. You almost gave me a heart attack. Well, you weren't listening. Oops, my bad. Oh. Catra, if you don't want to hang out, all you have to do is say so, she said as she was leaving. Scorpia, my mind is filled with work and couldn't concentrate on what you were saying, I lied. She looked away as she smiled. Alright, how about we do this next time, she asked. Sure, I said as she left. I sighed as I went to my pocket. I took out the bracelet. Adora. I put the bracelet back into my pocket as I left the balcony. Now to deal with you. I went to the hall as I was entering the room. I stopped my tracks, my eyes widened as my teeth gritted together. First were formed as I snarled. Where is she? I don't know how long I slept, but waking up to a major headache sucks like hell. I looked around and didn't see anyone. I was alone. Hordak. Oh yeah, I gave him the code. Glimmer is going to be mad at me, but I have to get out of these strings. I slightly got up as I had little strength in me. My hands tangled as I struggled to get out. I looked up to see a sharp, small pin on the floor. I stretched my leg out to see if I could get it by dragging it. I stretched so hard so I could reach it, but it was too far. Ugh, I'm not giving up now. I moved myself forward as I pulled my leg. My leg reached the pin as I dragged it towards me. I smiled as I had little strength in me, but made sure the pin was hidden and in my hand. As I had it in my hand, I tried to get inside the keyhole to set myself free. I moved the pin around the keyhole as I tried to hear the click. Click. Yes! I broke free as I tried to pick myself up. I couldn't hold myself up as I fell back to my knees. Damn it! I put my hands to the floor as I tried to push myself up. Come on! I'm almost there! As I raised myself up, I feel as I grabbed onto the pole to hold me up. Haha! Raising my hands in the air. As soon as I said that, I fell. I sighed as I brought myself back up slowly. Okay, I just have to walk to the door, I said, looking at the door. The pain hurts so much. I used to be used to it, but it's been long since he's done it. I just wish he did that magic on me. I walked slowly as I stumbled, but used my right leg as the pain would come to me. As I made it to the door, they opened. I have to use my strength to get out of here. I just hope someone doesn't see me. I was weak and useless right now. I couldn't defend myself as I felt like I had no bones in me. My eyes had blurry vision as I tried to keep it straight. I was tired as I couldn't feel my feet. I have to get to the trap door, I grunted as my stomach felt like it just got punched, my arms pushing my stomach as I heard the alarm. Shit! She must have saw me gone. I have to get out now. I started to try to move a little quicker as I acted while I walked. My vision started to go blurry than ever. I couldn't see that much, but I knew that my feet were moving forward. I can't stop now, but this is too much. My feet began numb as I couldn't feel my own bones. My eyes went out as my knees went to the ground. My whole body fell. I couldn't feel anything. I was like a groaner, a person that couldn't breathe anymore. I'm sorry. I wasn't strong enough, Glimmer. My mind went blank as nothing else mattered anymore. My eyes fluttered slowly. I opened my eyes as I looked around. I pushed myself up slowly as I felt a torture going through me. I looked around. I was in a bed. I took the sheets off as I moved my feet to the ground. Hurts. I looked at my feet to see chains on them. Sigh. I see you awake. Catra walks in. Catra, I see you're here. I looked around as she crossed her hands against her chest. So were you the one that brought me here? I'm not here to answer questions, she said. Stubborn cat. I'm here to ask, how did you get out? She asked. From what? From the chain I put you in, she said. What? I was in Hordax the whole time, I told her. Hordax? She came closer. Yeah, didn't you send Entrapta to get me? No. Catra looked down as she turned around and left. Well, she's gone. She was no help. I looked around to see everything the same. She put me on our bed. Well, her bed, where she would sleep right next to me. I smiled. Though I was cuffed to the fucking rails, I tried to move my feet to get out of these chains, but of course they didn't work. I gave my struggling as I laid myself back on the bed. It smells like Catra. I tugged onto the blanket as I enjoyed the smell. That's weird. Minutes passed, I suppose, but I stood still on the bed as I let Catra's smell go all over me. You're still here. I see Catra enter. How can I not be here? I question as I stand up. That's not an opinion, Adora. I look the other way as she stood in front of me. What happened? She asked. What? Why were you on the ground? You look so pale, she questioned. I never knew how much you'd care, I teased. Shut up. This is not because I like you, she shouted as she pointed at me. Well, I didn't say anything, I smirked. Tsk, she said. She sat right next to me without hesitance. Did I get to her good side? So I tried to break the silence. You can never shut up, can you? Whoa, says the person that sat right next to me. Don't get all comfortable with me, she explained. Yeah, I told her. So you won't tell me what Hordak did to you, she questioned. He didn't do anything, I snarled. Then how the hell did I find you on the floor, unconscious and pale? You look like a dead person, she stood up with anger. So you want me to thank you, I shouted. Well, you're lucky a guard didn't find you, she snapped back. Oh, please, I rolled my eyes. Forget it, Adora, I'm out of here, she said as she left. She left in such a rush that she dropped something. I looked down to see a bracelet. I tried to grab it as it was so far, but I got a hold of it. Adora. It said Adora. This is what I gave to her on her birthday. I still remember that day and her birthday. I laughed. I looked down at it. She has been keeping it. Huh. What a coincidence.